Welcome to another video with Average Guy's Garage. Today we're at the 2013 Kia XL, and it is the 5-door hatchback edition, and we're going to replace the rear brakes. Picked up the pads, and I tell you what, after having a truck and some larger vehicles, these pads are tiny. Look at these little things. Fit in the palm of your hand. But I've got about 100,000 miles on the vehicle now, and I believe this is the first time that the rear brakes have been replaced. So we'll get these on, take a look at them, see how much wear is on them, and get these new ones in place. Pretty straightforward. Alright, let's get this lug nuts loose. What I'm using is a 21 millimeter, and it's just about the right size. It is exactly the right size. I recently had this tire put back on with a air tool, so everything's a little tight. Have to use the weight, my weight, to get it loose. Breaker bar, and that one was easy. Alright, everything's loose. Get it up in the air, get this tire off. So there's a story. When I bought this car, it didn't have a spare, so I was looking around junkyards and I found a spare off of a 2014 Kia. This is a 2013, and said, all right, I finally got a spare. I don't have to drive around without a spare anymore. And then when I got to when I started driving, my low pressure light came on, and I thought, oh wow, good timing to get that spare, because now I've got a tire with low pressure. But I checked all the tires and they were all fine, and then it occurred to me that since I got the car off of a Kia, maybe the sensor in the spare was detecting. Sure enough, the spare was low. I put the air in it, and the sensor went away. The light went away. So that's pretty interesting that the system will detect even if your spare tire is low, which is probably a good thing. You want to know that you're driving around with a good spare. Right, tires off, and those brake pads, we'll see what the next step is on this. Alright, well, it looks like to take this caliper off, there's a little bellows here, and then there is a bolt here and a bolt down here, 14 millimeter. Not too tight, it's always a good thing. There's one. Two. All right. So here is this right here. It's the emergency brake cable with this little clip, and this is the hydraulic cable to the piston. Let's see if this will come off now. I say this is the bracket that holds the piston on, so we don't have to take off the bracket unless we were going to remove the rotor. So let's see how this comes out. First time doing this, so we'll see. That's easy, pretty easy. All right, set that to the side, and then we'll try to get this brake pad to snap out of here somehow, some way. All right, that's pretty worn. Probably about a third left on the outside one, and I need to look and see. Now the outside one has these two little bumps on it. I'm not sure if the back one does or not. Well, look at that. That was not good. That was all the way down to the metal. So the back one has these three things on it here, and this little nib here. So let's see if that relates to what we have in the kit. Well, it does match. So here is the one that went into the, goes onto the rear side with the three little items there, and here's the one for the front with the two. So we'll get those back on, but first we have to see how the Kia operates to move the piston back. Take a look over here. So the piston is got to get turned with these little things on the side here to screw that piston back in to make room for the new brake pads. So what do we have to turn that? I think there's a special tool for this, but I don't have it. So what I'm using is vice grips and just turning it in by hand, and it's working its way down. You can see I'm trying to be very careful not to grab the rubber, but just grab the piston. So now it's pretty much as far down as it can go without me grabbing the rubber too. Maybe one more turn. So it's pretty flush. So now we'll put the brake pads in here and see if this piston will flip back over. So this was the one for the back. Alright, that's in place. Now we'll get the one on the front. There we go. Had to reach a long way for that. Slap it in the bottom there. Alright, there it is. Let's see if this piston will slip over everything now. There it went. Okay. Get the first bolt started. There it goes. Oh, it's nice having the shade tree to work under. Okay. Lower one. All right, that is the procedure. Let's get this back in. Well, that's 13. No wonder. 14. Alright, and I will spare you the boredom of watching me do the other side. Same process. Alright, so that'll do it. Thanks for watching this video with Average Guy's Garage. Stuff that the average guy can do. Regular tools, nothing special. Check you out on the next video.